So last August, I told you about a house that was under construction along the bank of McDonald Creek inside of Glacier National Park. There was a recent article updating this now court case that was in the Flathead Beacon on February 10th. As you can see in this picture, the house is right along the creek and it's visible to everybody who drives across the bridge that's located right near Apgar Village. While I go over this article, I'll show you some of the beauty of Glacier National Park that I filmed a few years ago when we were driving up going to the Sun Road. So once you've heard both sides of this story, I'd like you to leave a comment and let me know what you think and who you think has the jurisdiction over this and what you think should be done with the house. I'd be curious to know. So enjoy the views as you listen to this story. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed to our weekly newsletter and you'd like to, the link is located in the show notes below.
All right, so I climbed all the way up this mountain to give you a better view of Montana. So the least you can do is subscribe to our channel. And when you do, don't forget to hit the little bell and you'll be notified every time we make a new video about Montana.
So let's go over this article, and again, let me know what you think at the end. In a recent federal court filing, the Flathead Conservation District defended its decision to order the removal of a home under construction on a private parcel in Glacier National Park, arguing that its location within the park's boundaries does not preempt the enforcement of the state's foremost stream bed protection law, characterizing the regulatory measure as entirely consistent with the purpose of national parks. As the defendant in this case, the Flathead Conservation District also disputes the property owner's assertion that they received permission from Glacier National Park to build a home without a permit on the banks of McDonald Creek at a prominent location visible to millions of visitors passing through Apgar Village inside the park's popular west entrance. Glacier National Park did not allow the construction on this private property, according to the Conservation District filing. Glacier National Park has no regulations related to construction on private property. There are rigorous rules related to construction within Glacier National Park and all federal lands, none of which were complied with by the plaintiffs. The plaintiffs obtained no valid permit, contract, or agreement with the United States. The case centers on John and Stacy Ambler, a California couple who is suing the Flathead Conservation District on the grounds that it overstepped its authority by ordering the demolition of the partially completed home. Now more than a year old, the case began when residents in the West Glacier area complained about the construction project, clearly visible to visitors and residents alike, which prompted the Conservation District to conduct an on-site inspection. Following the inspection, Flathead Conservation District determined that the Amblers had violated the National Stream Law Protection Act by building on an immediate bank of McDonald Creek and excavating the stream bank to create a pad for construction, all without obtaining the necessary 310 permit to do so. The Flathead Conservation District ruled that the Amblers must remove the home and remediate the stream bed no later than April 1st, 2024. However, the couple is challenging the Conservation District's jurisdictional authority in the case and has filed separate lawsuits in state and federal court. According to the Amblers, neither Flathead County nor Glacier National Park, the two entities they argue should have the final say in the matter, required any permits to begin construction on the property and connect the residents to the Apgar Village water and sewer system. They also appealed the Flathead Conservation District's determination in what's called a declaratory ruling process, which was overseen by hearing officer Lori Zeller, a retired Montana Department of Natural Resources and Conservation Bureau chief, who is an expert in stream bed permitting. In making her final determination, Zeller said the stream bed law applies to the Amblers and the Flathead Conservation District exercised proper enforcement authority when it ordered the structure's removal. I believe that everyone who is building on or near a perennial flowing stream in the state of Montana is subject to that law, Zeller said. I believe that the house is within the definition of a perennial flowing stream, and I believe it has a permanent impact, and I think as such it requires review. The case is unique given the project's location inside Glacier National Park, which when established in 1910 trapped private tracts of land staked by homesteaders prior to the park's existence. Originally totaling 13,000 acres, many of the homesteaders sold their property to the National Park Service a century ago, but some remain. Known as inholding, the bill establishing Glacier Park was explicit in its concession that landowners would retain full use and enjoyment of their properties, and that nothing herein contained shall affect any valid existing claim, location, or entry under the land rules of the United States or the rights of any such claimant. According to the response to the Amblers federal lawsuit by Kamisha Sawtelle, the attorney representing the Flathead Conservation District, she says the location of the Ambler property does not preempt enforcement of a state law that is entirely consistent with the purpose of national parks. Sawtelle also rejects the Amblers' reliance on a statute establishing the boundaries of Glacier National Park, which declares that nothing herein contained shall affect any valid claim, location, or entry existing under the laws of the United States before May 11, 1910, or the rights of any such claimant, locator, or entryman to the full use and enjoyment of his land. The property at issue in the Amblers dispute was claimed by Charles Howe on May 21, 1908. The United States General Land Office granted the property to Howes in 1908, and it has remained in private ownership since. Therefore, Sawtelle wrote, the provisions of Glacier's enabling statute do not apply to the property at issue. So basically, we have an interesting possible loophole in the laws of Montana. Who has jurisdiction, the state or the feds? I'm guessing this is going to go all the way to the Supreme Court. So if you're going to visit Glacier this year, I'm sure the House will still be there for some time to come. So I'd love to hear your input. I'd love to hear what you think. And if you go out there, let me know what you think if you see it in person.
Thank you for watching our video. Please call, text, or email for more information. And don't forget to watch our other videos about Montana.